Illness versus Affinity would suck. That's true. Yeah, I think that this is where I want to go. Oh, Zeron, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the team. I mean, okay, so let's say we were making our land drops, right? Let's say in theory we're making our land drops every turn. So in theory we cast a turn 4 Plasma Capture, right? And we captured even just a CMC2. Let's say we captured... I don't know. Can't really think of what we captured, but we captured something. We Plasma Captured something, right? And then the next turn we untap and we're like, okay, cool. Well, I have this thing in my hand. What is it, you know? Flinch Griff! Thanks for the follow. No, we need to do something saucy with the mana. I agree. I mean, having one more payoff spell is sweet. Goifu-chan? The deck will not get any value if the opponents play Burn or Zoo, even Affinity, says Pure. Isn't there some Black Fireball-like spell? Pure Mod, we're just brewing to brew. I'm fully aware that in certain matchups, it won't really make me much mana at all. Isn't there a Black Fireball-like spell? Yeah, we definitely would cut Plasm in those matchups. Like, against Affinity, I would cut the Plasms and probably the Cryptic, and the Grizzlebrand, and the Grave Titan. Like, if we're going to play against Affinity, this whole section of the deck gets lopped off. Just gone. And maybe Remand as well. So 7 cards out. What I would bring in the matchup would probably be Thoughtseizes. If they're Hangerback Affinity, I run Illness. It depends. Golgari Charm comes in. I don't know about Vampiric Link, but I certainly like Jurbai. Blocks really well. And maybe the Maelstrom Pulses. There are other cards you could cut, like, I don't actually like Dispel very much in the Affinity matchup. I'm not a huge fan of Dismember, but it's a necessary, sometimes a necessary evil. So you could bring in the Slaughter Pact, maybe. Genesis Hydra. How about a Hangerback or two? Don't own them, Juice. I don't. Everybody is well aware that Hangerback is a ridiculous card, and therefore they're super expensive. I can't really get my hands on them now. And that's okay. I'd rather be the deck that can punish the Hangerbacks than be running it, though. Illness. It's a really easy way to just not worry about Hangerback. Because when is Hangerback scary? When it gets sacrificed and makes an army of tokens, right? Well, that handles that. Why not throw in an Urborg, says Finch? We could run an Urborg. I'd probably cut a basic Swamp if I did. I do own an Urborg. We could run an Urborg. Decade Shells. A Singleton Chalice in the sideboard is fun if you're up against, it's fine if you're up against, excuse me, like Living In. That's why some people run it. I'm gonna try Hangerback. You did what? You can path Hangerback? Oh, Call Me. They run, usually the Hangerback variants of Affinity are the same variants that like to run red for not just Gal Blast, they also run Shrapnel Blast. Maybe this cutter because of this haste. You can't get the Chalice on one fast enough against Bogles, Snafu. We would need a different answer for Bogles. If I'm worried about Bogles, I would need Lily. Like if I want to actually fight against Bogles, you would need Liliana. There are some alternatives I can run in the sideboard. It's a lot of pulls. There are some alternatives we can run in the sideboard, like I could run Sacrifice Creature. There's some Sacrifice you can run in Modern that is quick enough for that matchup. I think it's the 2-mana Sacrifice. I wasn't gonna run Cruel Edict. probably be Devour Flesh. Consuming Vapor is a nice card. Yeah, Consuming Vapors is great for a grind. Oh, Death Cloud, there you go. Far Away's fun, but I think it's going to be Devour Flesh, or you could run, not Foul Tongue. Fulminator's an option for my sideboard. Although I don't have a way to recur it, so it becomes less awesome. Yeah, I'll get Porphyry Nodes. That's like the nuts answer. If you really want a stupid answer to a really awesome answer, excuse me, to Smallpox is another way to handle Bogles. Tribute to Hybrid, that's another option. Hybridation is good versus Bogles, says Snafu. Fulminator is very good in that matchup. I don't have a way to recur it, so I don't have the shenanigans that you would in a Kolaghan's Command list. I think the Fulminator is still reasonable to run without it. It's just not as cool. You don't get to do as many shenanigans. The only reason I'm heavy on Dispel is because it's very good in the current metagame. Otherwise, I wouldn't run so very many. Putrefy for a Dispel, says Burntglass. I feel like I'd rather be running Sultai Charm than Putrefy. There's not many multicolored creatures being run in Modern that I can think of. So I think the flexibility on the Sultai Charm is better. Yeah, I mean, Finch, the Fulminator might be good enough to run on its own. Now, we can't have answers for everything, so we'll have to obviously pick and choose our tools. My problem with Vampiric Link is it just helps the burn matchup. It doesn't immediately win it, which is why I've been vouching for Jurbai, Murklurkers, because I mean, this can neuter an Eidolon, which can be backbreaking, and that's why some people are running this card. But then again, you might have it probably get Jund. Yeah, I mean, like, not a great fan of Link, says Snafu. It's basically just for Eidolon and stuff. I mean, there are other creatures in that deck that you can strap the Link to. Murklurker's so dirtly, says Dwarf Rage. It's actually really solid in the burn match. I've used it to great effect in the burn match. It's just barely quick enough, and it's kind of just out there. I mean, they can use multiple cards on it. I'm not saying that they won't. They could still recover from the Murklurk. I think they'd sooner recover from Vampiric Link than they would the Murklurk. One day I'll listen. One day I'll listen to me. Yes, Link on the Eidolon, the Great Rebel is exactly. If they use multiple cards, that's value. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's where the Murklurker has been powerful for me, because if the burn player, if they don't take care of it, I win. If they do take care of it, they had to use multiple cards. I like the Murklurk a lot. It just depends on how heavy you want to go against. Now Bogles, you can use Spellskite. The thing is they're very well aware of how Spellskite can affect their deck. Unfortunately, it's true. They're well aware. We can run a couple tech edges. Somebody was saying we're worried about Jund type. I mean, I can make my mana slightly worse than it already is, and just cut the two harbors and just I'm just worried that the green for Plasm Capture isn't going to happen unless I run something like this. Let me see Rakdos. I want to win. Lifelink. I think I want to be a little more deliberate with the sideboard. I'm going to trim down to just one Maelstrom, as ambitious as that is, and I'm going to trim down to just one Edict effect. I don't know which one I want. Tribute to Hunger is one whole more mana, and it gains us life, but the Devour Flesh is quicker, more mana efficient. You can always Devour Flesh yourself to gain a bunch of life. I have some creatures that could facilitate that in those matchups. Brew Ride Replication Precursor Golem. I think I only want one Edict effect. If I'm gonna... I think 2 Thoughtseize is reasonable for the sideboard, but maybe not. Got it covered, Cav. We're good. I've already got a bunch of ways main deck to handle the Blood Moon, and then in the sideboard I've got even more ways to handle the Blood Moon. I have more answers to Blood Moon than they could possibly have Blood Moons. Doesn't mean I'm gonna win, but having an uncounterable answer to Blood Moon is pretty. We're not really worried about it, Cav. Liliana would be great if I own one. Pure. Best Edict is Lily. Yes. So the question is, do we want an Edict that gains us some life, or do we want an Edict? The thing is Tribute to Hunger in the matchups where you really want the life gain, it's too slow anyway. So I don't even think it's reliable. I don't even think it's really reliable. I think it's cool. I think it's a really cool Edict. That doesn't mean it's viable. Let's go with the one that's quicker. Let's go with the one that's going to punish, like, Bogles. You like the Devour more? I do too. No, Cav, I don't think we're too worried about Blood Moon. Kind of crazy. I don't think we're going to have that problem. There is, but not for modern Dwarf Rage. Let's play some Merc. Merc Lurker. I need to get the Blossom Captures and maybe the Hinterlands. I don't think without getting some Hinterlands, I don't think we're going to be able to cast the Blossoms, is what I'm saying. So, it would be an investment. We would be investing a whole ticket in this deck, which I think is reasonable. Or Yavimayas. Do we like Yavimaya more than the Hinterland? I think I'd rather have Hinterland Harbors. Okay, so we can get 2 from this guy. Just trying to run the math. Or I buy everything. Does I buy everything have the other card we were looking at? Blossom Capture? He has them for that much. That's way more than the card is worth to a lot of other vendors. Run Koth in the sideboard. So any of these is where we want to go. J. Bentham, card sale. Okay, so J. Bentham, card sale. Hinterland Harbor. Hinterland's going to be better most of the time, says Cap. I think so too. The same people really aren't selling the cards, unfortunately. Okay, so I buy everything. Zero gets us 2 for a ticket. Oh, thanks, Purma. I appreciate that. Right, if you play Tech Edge, you're gonna